Yes.
Yeah, so since I started this story, I guess I learned that the roots of the Peace Corps started in Dummerston, Vermont. It appears Sergeant Shriver attended the Experiment in International Learning, and one of the first Peace Corps volunteer trainings took part at what would later become SIT. Can you talk a little bit about Vermont's history with the Peace Corps?
And Sergeant Shriver told me a number of times how impressed he was with Vermont. Of course, the idea began with President Kennedy, but then when he asked Sarge to get into it, Sarge relied on all that background he'd had. And one of the very first places was here in Dummerston. In Dominican Republic. And the director of the Peace Corps had been a volunteer here, and that's why we're back.
If you could just give us a sense of why it is you chose to travel to the Dominican Republic for this observance.
This is one of the very first places with the Peace Corps, and it's the longest history of it. Both accomplishment and volunteers, and so that's what I wanted to see. And it works well also to be able to combine the trip with going to Haiti, where we've had a strong Vermont interest.
Now, one of the things that I was struck by, Marcel and I have been here before, and you're always struck by, on the one hand, the poverty, but on the other hand, the fact that people can do things. For example, there is a market in downtown Port-au-Prince. I recall walking through there. There's crafts, there's individual shops, and there's life going on with people obviously greeting everybody. That's a devastated area even today. On the other hand, you go in streets where they tell you the rubble was 7, 8, or 9 feet high, and now you can at least walk through, and the houses are being either cleared or rebuilt. I likened it to when we see a flood back home. I say, this is horrible. The water is 5, 6 feet high, but the water will recede within a day or two. Here, it took a year to clean out all the rubble. Peter mentioned the place with prosthetics. We gave some help from the Leahy War Victims Fund, the fund I set up for landmine victims around the world to help get them started. But you sit there and see children getting their learning to walk, getting their prosthetics. The question I asked, and the reason why countries like the United States can't say, okay, we've done everything, it's all over now. These young people are going to have to be followed for years and years to come. One, they grow, and the prosthetics have to be replaced. But two, they've got to know they can be a real part of society. So I agree with Peter. I have more hope than I thought I would have. I reviewed all the photographs leading up. I did quite a bit of photography today, and I can see a significant change. But this is something that will not happen overnight. The concern I heard from a lot of the Haitian officials, you have a lot of things going on in the world. You, the United States, there's Japan, there's Libya, 2 wars. Don't forget us as we try to rebuild, as we try to bring people back. It cannot be done overnight. A country without the infrastructure needed, and they're right.